ladies and gentlemen from the press, members of the council who are present here, represented by two co-chairmen, Zharasvan Shalferov and Roger Kornberg. I will just give you a very brief speech and give word to my colleague Alexei Beltikov. My cause is very diplomatic in a way. My intention is to say a few words on behalf of Viktor Vekselberg, who unfortunately could not be here today to represent Skolkovo, the Scientific Advisory Council, due to some objective reasons of his tight schedule, but he nonetheless has asked me to say a few warm words to our hosts, to the members of the Scientific Advisory Council. We do believe, we are honored to be here, we do believe that the cooperation between Skolkovo and such one of the world's leading universities as the Technical University of Berlin is very important to us, can give us many interesting results, scientific cooperation, business, entrepreneurial cooperation. So we're looking forward to signing the agreement today. We're looking forward to results that we hope will come soon after this official signing of our collaboration agreement, and we hope to be coming back here on a regular basis, and of course welcome your participation in our project as well. Thank you.
The Skolkovo Foundation is an agency by the Russian government to promote entrepreneurship and research in the 5 key areas as identified by the President Medvedev. The 5 areas are energy efficiency, information technologies, biotech and medicine, nuclear technologies, and space technologies. So we are inviting entrepreneurs and researchers from different parts of Russia and from other parts of the world to apply for participant status in the Skolkovo project and enjoy the benefits that that status provides, such as very favorable tax regime, an opportunity to receive grants, opportunity to receive administrative support, and a much lighter administrative burden from the different authorities, access to the purchasing systems of the Russian private and public companies, and so on. So we strive to make sure that the commercialization side of the Russian science flourishes now after many years of it not flourishing. And in that we very much rely on the help and guidance of our Scientific Advisory Council, one of the roles of which, a very important role for us, is helping us determine the scientific priority areas, or the foresights as we call them, along which we accept the applications to the participant status and the grant applications. So far we have about 400 companies who have been accepted by the Skolkovo Foundation, received its participant status, out of approximately 15 or 1600 applications that we received. We're receiving applications and processing them through the website, which is a totally transparent and a very open process. And we would be very happy if students or graduates of Berlin technical universities decide to apply and maybe have a business together with their Russian colleagues or individually. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Skolkovo Foundation has installed a scientific advisory board, an international scientific advisory board, which comprises approximately two dozen of leading scientists from the Russian Federation, from United States of America, from Germany, and from France, comprising 3 Nobel Prize winners. The 2 Nobel Prize winners, Professor Roger Kornberg from Stanford University, who was receiving the Nobel Prize in the year 2006 in chemistry, and Professor Shoris Ivanovich Alferov, who received the Nobel Prize in physics in the year 2000, are leading the work of the Scientific Advisory Committee. And Professor Roger Kornberg will be the first to explain you a little why we are, what are our subjects and why we are presently here in Berlin.
So I may be the first to speak, but I'm the second among co-chairmen. The first among co-chairmen is truly my colleague, Professor Alferov, who invited me to join to provide an international component to the Council. and I will defer to Professor Alferov to explain in more detail about the rationale behind establishing the Council. I'll comment upon my role and that of others who are the international contributors, which would include Professor Bimberg, also from Germany, Professor Gantlev-Denton, and a number of, as Dr. Bimberg has said, additional distinguished international colleagues. The purpose we have, so the role we believe we serve on the Council, is to assist in the renovation of Russian science through the experience of science during the past 20 years in our countries, a period during which Russian science suffered from a lack of funding and thus a lack of training and also of research that would form the basis for the technology which Russia, like every other country, needs to assure its future place in the developed world. The work of the international members of the Council has, I believe, been instrumental in bringing the perspective from the productive work in the US, in Germany, and elsewhere during the past 20 years. And our very presence here today, I think, is testimony to that point. And with that, I will defer to Professor Alferov to explain in more detail.
Thank you very much, Roger, for a very nice introduction. The idea to establish Skolkovo in the plan of modernization of Russia belonged to the President of Russian Federation, Mr. Dmitry Anatolyevich Medvedev. And when we founded the Skolkovo Foundation, he is chairman of the Council of Trustees of this foundation. He also decided to establish scientific advisory council in Skolkovo, and it was also his idea that co-chairman of this council must be Nobel Prize winners. In this case, because definitely one of them must be from Russia, and in this case they have no choice. So after the idea to have Nobel Prize winner as co-chairman from Russia, they can choose only me. Because right now, unfortunately, it never happened before. We have only one Nobel Prize winner in science in the whole country. I was agree immediately, and when they asked me to choose my companion, I decided to invite Roger Kornberg. There were two different reasons. One, he is working in another area. If he would be also a physicist, we would have some collisions, because definitely would have some different opinion on the same subject. But he is one of the great specialists in biochemistry, in medicine and physiology, and he came from outstanding family. His father was Nobel Prize winner, and his father was so lucky that he was alive when Roger got his Nobel Prize. So we start to work, and one of the main tasks, then we make our proposals, Roger and me, about our council, and we decided there must be majority from Russia. Yes, it's Russian Foundation Skolkovo, and approximately 60% of the members of our council, outstanding Russian scientists from different areas, but also it's necessary in order to level of the scientific research and some proposal for applications must be at international standard. We invite outstanding scientists from other countries. And in this case, it's not specially we just were chosen from Germany and United States, but it happened when we consider how to compose this council, Germany and United States became majority members in this. It just corresponds to the real situation. US and Germany, fortunately, became the most advanced in science and technology now, the countries. Also, we have the Nobel Prize winners in chemistry, Professor Len from France. And of course, the task of our council is a very difficult one, because you see, the idea, after collapse of the Soviet Union, I would not touch any political questions. The political questions is not my deal, but during last approximately 25 years, we lost a lot in science and technology. And the country which had sufficiently very well developed some directions in science and modern technology became just outside of this development of the whole world. And if you look just in generally, last 25 years, the progress, especially in technology, was absolutely drastical. Revolution in physics happened in the first century of 20th century. Then on the second half of the century, it became a lot of new technology came from this revolution. Revolution in biology were a little bit later in second part of 20th century, and now also grow up a lot of new technologies. And we lost 25 years in very important time. And in this case, initiative of President Medvedev for modernization and creation of the Skolkovo Foundation was very, very in time. There was strong opposition for creation of Skolkovo in our country because people were speaking, okay, we have scientific village in Siberia, we have Dubna, we have Zelenograd, we have plenty of scientific centers, but Skolkovo is some kind of new ideology, how to develop scientific applications, first of all, in order to restore the new industry in Russia. And in this case, Skolkovo is not only territory, it's ideology for the whole country, and is very, very important one, international cooperation. And excuse me, our cooperation with Technical University in Berlin has a long history. In very hard time, we were working together with Dieter at the beginning of 90s. And it's were given some new discovery in semiconductor physics and applications. We have generally very long cooperation between Germany and Russia in many directions of science and technology. And it's very good that we start this. The main goal of Skolkovo, to restore, first of all, high technologies in Russia, based on scientific achievements by using restoration also of Russian scientific centers. And we can do that only in international cooperation. International cooperation always was the main thing for development of science in general. And international cooperation very important right now. I can say that it's necessary to do. And what I should like to emphasize, because our scientific council exists right now 1.5 years. The first meeting with our President Medvedev, it happened in October of 2010. And then we had the real working sessions of our council 4 times in previous year, and now we have again. And what is important, I should like to say, between Russian scientific group, it's just difficult to say for our council there is Russian and non-Russian groups. There is never practically exist not understanding between Russian and non-Russian scientists in our council. We have sometimes different point of view and discuss that, but from general point of view, we have the same interest, because development of science and technology in Russia is just in favor of the whole world, especially in favor of Europe, especially in favor of Germany. Thank you.